those of you who don't know me, my name is Denny Andrews, and you see my name sometimes in the Bellevue Reporter, and you used to see it in the Times before Kate Riley came on board. That's a lady with no sense of humor whatsoever, especially for conservatives. A little bit about myself. I'm a University of Washington graduate, ex-Air Force officer, and started collecting antique weapons when I was in the service. And I was reading a book one time here a little while back, and it said, it's supposed to be Civil War, and the main character said, "I'm so broke I don't have money for shells for my Colt." Well, they didn't have shells for Colts in 1860. If they had said shells for my Smith & Wesson or cartridges for my Colt, that would have been correct technically, but not shells for the Colt. So I just said, "Lord, I don't know if I can do this or not, but I know guns better than this guy does." So I sat down and started writing. And about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years later, my first book was published by Avalon. Luke Dawson said, anybody who thinks that, oh gosh, I'm past it, I can't write, that's wrong. I'm a living, breathing example. If you got a pencil and paper, you might want to take down this website. It's evergreenstatenews.com. Capitalize evergreen, capitalize news, capitalize state.com. That's an online newspaper. You all know Dave Carson? Yeah. Dave Carson was a big part of it. And they're looking for people to write, and they're looking for letters, articles, and that's a good way to catch the people. Now, as far as getting published goes, I think I used to be a lot more believable than I am now, because like I say, the Times hasn't published anything of mine. Kate Riley says, "Don't give up." Oh, I keep sending them, but you know. Oh yeah. Go on. I'll just read a few examples. The thing about a letter to the editor is if you start off with a kind of a wham-bang sentence, you use a simile or an analogy, a ridiculous one perhaps, in the course of your letter, and then use a few words that will send into the dictionary or a thesaurus, and believe me, with the caliber reporter today, that's not too difficult to do.
That's for sure.
And quite often you'll get published. Now this I kind of started off doing this after the first Rossi and Gregar imbroglio back in 2004. And here's where I start my sentence, I start my letter, I say, "The amazing Kreskin, Siegfried and Roy, and Harry Houdini have nothing on the King County Elections Board." Now, however, the object seems to be, now you don't see it, now you do. The Elections Board has more sleeves than a school of octopi. They discover, quote unquote, and keep discovering ballots in the strangest places, in the bottom of voting machines, in closets, and of course, out of thin air. Gotta get over the little light there. I can hear you now. I can write down what you're saying. Oh, okay. The county looks great, beating its breast and crying mea culpa for not counting these votes when they should have been. However, according to the election law, they should never have been included. I'd be a lot more convinced of King County's elections director Dean Logan's sincerity if he were pursuing the missing military ballots as enthusiastically as he is finding phantom ballots now. It seems the Democrats have to keep looking to acquire that final lead. When they do, then we will hear about the will of the people, quote unquote, and closure, quote unquote, and moving on, quote unquote, ad nauseum. Until then, how about another lawsuit? Denny Andrews. That was like 13 years ago. And I think it made it in both the Times and the, at that time, the Journal-American. But you see what I'm talking about? The first sentence, the octopi, you know, the similarities, and things like that.
So read your first sentence again, so they get it. What was your first
Okay, the first sentence was, the amazing Kreskin, Siegfried and Roy, and Harry Houdini have nothing on the King County Elections Board.
Awesome. That was awesome. Awesome.
Okay. Now, I've only got about 40 or 50 other ones in here. But here's one that I kind of like. It was about...
As the things are going well with the Republican Party and you, my friends, I'm going to invest with the microphone next time. Thank you for being here.
You can't hear me?
They're drawing it older. You're losing their votes. All right?
Bill Clinton was complaining that somehow he got mugged, and he was complaining about regretting the Mark Rich pardon. Everybody remember the Mark Rich pardon?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The criminal tax evader that paid him off for $2 million to get pardoned. But how much Obama got for the drug dealer?
Yeah.
I thought the placement of the article on Clinton, quote, regretting the Rich pardon was misplaced. It should have been in the funnies. Clinton is worried about his Rich pardon damaging his reputation. Hello, if he didn't have a bad reputation, he wouldn't have one at all.
That's good. That's good.
Of course, Clinton is going to give back that $2 million plus that Rich's former wife gave to the Clinton Library Fund, which by sheer coincidence, Clinton controls. What? You say no? I will agree with Clinton on one point. When he left office, there was a mugging. However, once again, it was the American people being mugged.
Yeah.
Now I've got, let's see. They allow a middle of the road letter occasionally, just to show that they're oh so inclusive.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just liberal garbage. And the two are synonymous.
Well, you send to both.
Pardon?
You send to both all the time.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And so does Bruce. Bruce sends to both.
Yeah, occasionally they'll print mine on their website, you know.
Yeah.
Would be. Again, you know, the initial sentence. I'm a gun owner. Surprise, surprise. I was also an expert pistol shot when I was in the service. Is there any reason to vote for Initiative 594? That's my opening sentence. Answer, nope. It's not about gun safety or even supervision. It's about control, registration, and taxation. Lots of taxation. Of course, this only applies to law-abiding citizens. Criminals, being criminals, won't adhere to this anyway. Let's suppose that a grandfather at a gun range with his grandson, and he gives him a firearm to try. He's just committed a felony. The backers say, oh, that's not the intent of the law and would never happen. Want to bet? There's no exception to this proposed law. Not people in law enforcement, not concealed weapon carriers. Why? Taxes. They want to tax every transaction, probably equating it to a sin tax.
quote unquote. If the state of Washington would enforce existing laws, the violent crime rate would certainly decrease. Felon in possession of a firearm, too often that's plea bargain down. Better yet, if the major cities would adopt the stop and frisk law, the crime would drop precipitously. New York adopted this law and the crime went way down. Conversely, Chicago, which doesn't have stop and frisk, has the most stringent gun laws in the country and the highest crime rate and the highest murder rate in the country. Going after law-abiding citizens is not the answer. When asked what they like about the law, one of the backers replied, "It's a good start." A great start toward the backers' ultimate goal, total confiscation of all firearms. And there wasn't much humor in that because it's really not funny to me. The liberals, the progressives, they're all going toward total gun confiscation, and you'll see that in California now. I mean, it's just ridiculous. People on gun sites won't even sell to California because of their asinine laws.
So
We
what
move
about
on
timing?
now, okay? We move on, okay?
Yeah.
We move on.
So what about timing? When should people think about sending a letter to the editor on a subject?
Come on,
About that.
with excitement to the Republic. Come on, please.
Go for it.
Okay.
So timing.
Well, when I write a letter is when I get really super irritated about something, and it doesn't take much to set me off. But I'll think about it, maybe let it germinate, ruminate for a day or so, and then I'll sit down and just start going. But typically what I'll think about are the first two sentences. And then after that, it just kind of, it either moves along or it doesn't. I've scrapped a few, but not many. Congratulations to Senator Dianne Feinstein of California. In one fell swoop, she managed to irritate the CIA, irritate her own party, and put Americans at bodily risk worldwide. Clutching the American flag to her breast and being oh so transparent, she felt constrained to disclose every secret of CIA interrogations she possibly could. Never mind her tortured logic in releasing this top-secret information, Feinstein has come to a new low for one sworn to protect the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Sleep well.